looked down, there would have been certain parts of her body where she could see straight through her skin, her tissue, her muscle, and see her bones. There were giant holes all over the lower half of her body. She was completely covered in feces. There was feces in her stomach, inside her stomach, in her mouth, and even her ears. She had been trapped on this couch for the past 12 years of her life. By the time that she was found, she had melted through the couch into a hole and her skin was fusing with the brown leather. The only contents found in her stomach would be sofa cushion foam and feces. Did she eat it out of desperation? Was she fed it? We don't know. The worst part is, we're still unclear why any of this happened. There are theories that range from locked-in syndrome, where someone is fully conscious but unable to move their bodies.
But first, I have to get you caught up to speed on what is even going on here. So this legal battle all revolves around the film It Ends With Us. This is a drama about the character of Lily Bloom, played by Blake Lively, as she enters a troubled and abusive relationship with Ryle Kincaid, portrayed by Justin Baldoni. And this movie was highly anticipated. It's based on a book. But I will tell you, its production and its promotional journey has been overshadowed by all of the controversy, including Blake Lively's accusations of Justin Baldoni that he plotted a smear campaign against her, with Baldoni firing back and accusing Lively of hijacking the project and attempting to discredit him, his team, and even his personal and professional reputation. It's going back and forth. Oh, and I forgot to mention the New York Times. They're also wrapped up in the conflict because they're being sued by Baldoni for defamation. A lot going on here. Okay. Now, this all began, the legal battle began.
Robing room. This is a little weird. So the robing room is like a little side office. The door is right by the judge's bench in the left far side corner of the courtroom. It's like right at the very front next to his bench. Normally, he'll call for a sidebar, and that's when the jurors are in the room. So the jurors are sitting, they call for a sidebar, they turn on the white noise, the lead attorneys will go to the corner of the room and they'll do like a little football huddle and they'll talk, and they don't want the jurors to hear this. Usually when you get the transcript at the end of the day, however, it will have the sidebar unless it's sealed. Now, the jurors are not in the room. The witness is not in the room. And he's saying, I don't want the press and the public. Nobody can hear this. We need to go into the robing room.
Does that mean that there's no transcript of it either?
It's going to be sealed.
Oh.
There's about I think 35 pages that are sealed. And this all takes place in the robing room. They are in the robing room for a very...
Make you feel weird about it?
No, I guess not.
Wearing sunglasses and a big bushy beard, Phoenix mumbled awkwardly through the discussion, causing the host to take verbal shots at him.
What can you tell us about your days with the Unabomber?
While this turned out to be a spoof for his mockumentary, I'm Still Here, the media genuinely believed Phoenix was having a breakdown, and producers stayed away from him.
But you're not going to act anymore?
No.
Huh. Why is that?
I don't know.
The actor admitted in a later interview that the quality of scripts sent to entice him had vastly dropped after the stunt. It took several critically acclaimed projects to put Phoenix's career back on track.
Thank you for letting me come on the show.
Yes, well, we've been dying to have you back a year and a half.
Number 19, Belle Gibson.
Are you prepared?
In depth. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, and it's good to be here. Thank you for having me. You've been really insistent on getting me on, so I'm here.
Listen, it's a big story, but before we get into all that, I always like to go back to the start with my guests.
Yeah.
Get more of a bit of understanding about you, Rebecca, where you grew up and how it all began.
So I have quite an international background, and we moved around a lot from country to country, so it's not a very short story, but I'll try and keep it simple. I was born in Madrid. I'm the second child. My eldest brother was born in the UK, and my little sister was born in the Netherlands. My father is half Dutch, half Swiss German, and my mother is half Spanish, half English.
So well-travelled.
Yeah,
big,
and I did,
family.
we lived in London for our early years. I went to Bassett House in Notting Hill. That was my first school. Then we moved to Holland, and I went to Dutch school.
The world within these walls was inconceivable. a horror house of sexual abuse and international sex trafficking.
I was abused by people that I can't even mention here. There's a lot of scars hidden behind those walls. It should be ripped down. It should be burned to the ground. Some of my worst memories are from this place.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Jeffrey Epstein led a privileged life. His extraordinary wealth on show around the world. He had his own fleet of planes, a private island, ranches.
To today's stories. In 1971, a 19-year-old Irishman named William began studying physics and computer science at a university in Belfast, Northern Ireland. While he was certainly smart enough to complete the 4-year degree, after 1 year of being in this school, he decided to drop out because he felt like this was not the path he wanted to be on. So he moved back home to a town about 30 minutes north of Belfast, where he got a job as a forklift driver and truck driver for the Guinness Beer Factory. And while he loved this job, he still felt like this was not the path for him. He needed to do something more with his life. And so he decided he would pursue what 2 of his siblings had gone on to do, which was to become a school teacher. He had always admired his school teachers growing up, and he idolized his 2 siblings that had become
over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. Okay. He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction.
Right, immediately you had right-wing influencers and activists slamming Kimmel in general, but especially for his words about MAGA trying to cast Kirk's killer as, quote, anything other than one of them in order to score political points. And you had many of them basically accusing Kimmel of just flat out lying, or saying that Kimmel was essentially saying that the killer was actually MAGA. But at the same time, you had people defending Kimmel saying he wasn't saying that the killer was MAGA, but rather that MAGA was more focused on trying to point blame. And then, of course, in addition to that, you had people who had issue with how he was talking about Donald Trump and his reaction to Charlie Kirk's death. But in any case there, one of the people that did not like Kimmel's comments was right-wing commentator Benny Johnson. And so then with that, to talk about Kimmel, Johnson had on his podcast none other than Brendan Carr, the chief
with Will. That's why this time she came along.
We certainly have some pictures, that, you know, waterfalls, you know, glaciers.
Yeah.
You know?
we definitely didn't even take all the pictures.
But
no, thank you, man. This is going to be special, and I'm just excited for us to serve together in this way.
No, this is fantastic. It's been a long time coming for us to sit down like this. For the people listening, it's probably been a year. We're running up on a year now, right?
Yeah.
It's like, 10 months or something like that.
Yeah.
That I've been studying with Jay. I fell in love with the Bhagavad Gita. Jay and I have been spending time. We've been hanging. We've been traveling together.